Let's start off if you'll just give us some general thoughts on heading into this season and on you and your team.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are really looking forward to this season, especially from how the summer's gone. I think I can speak for O'Shea too. This June, it's the most people we've had locked in and here already, ready to go, from starters to just transfers that are trying to learn the new lingo here and what they're gonna have to do in this program. So I think we're all looking forward to what we can accomplish this season.
Well, let's go to some questions here. Let's go to Adam Wells first from WPSD.
Talk about the motivation you guys have coming into this season. You talked about how locked in you guys already are, but especially trying to win a fourth straight conference title.
Yeah, I think for this team, it's really easy to say that, especially for us guys who have been here for a few years, we're really hungry because a couple years ago we got a taste of what it was like to be in the playoffs, got the first playoff win in program history, and then it feels like the last 2 years it's just been a huge letdown not to be in that spot. So yes, the three-peat's fun, but we're all looking to chase more. I mean, just settling for 8-3 won't be enough for a lot of us seniors this year.
Coach Simpson talked about the experience you guys have on the offensive side of the ball. How excited are you to kind of see maybe the progressions that you guys can make this year with so much experience?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how much more consistent we can be. I mean, we look the interior three on the offensive line are all fifth years or later, and we've got two guys who at tackle who have shown great improvement through the spring and the summer, and we're really looking forward to how they perform. And like Coach Simpson said, we brought all our receivers back, and they've all been in the program for a couple of years now. So really looking to see consistency. And Kincaid has improved greatly to where we all have so much trust in him that he's making checks that last year would not have been possible for us.
And my last question is something that Coach Simpson said at the very end when he was talking to us, as far as about the ability for this team to stay as good as you have over the last couple of years when you're bringing in new players, when you're losing key players from seasons before. You've been in the program long enough to kind of see that. How have you guys been able to stay that consistent with, turnover, whether it's coaches or key players?
I think it's a really big culture thing. It started back in 21. I mean, we did not start off good with a good spring season in 2021 when they did that spring season, but we turned it around that fall. And those seniors kind of set a standard that us incoming freshmen have learned to uphold since we've been here throughout this whole time. And it allows there not to be any kind of drop off, whether it's a transfer or new incoming freshman, that they see what we are going to uphold them to. And if they can't keep up, I mean, with the portal being the way it is, if they don't keep up, they're gone pretty much. So there's a standard that's held not through the coaches, but through the players.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Let's go to Davis Gregory. Go ahead, Davis.
Josiah, how we doing, man?
I'm good, Davis. How have you been?
Man, doing great, doing great. Hey, offensive line chemistry. I feel like you guys have some of the best chemistry I've seen. Really, not just, I mean, as a team and just as the three guys coming back from you all for the returners, but really out of any group of any football team, it always feels like offensive linemen have the best chemistry. I know no more Gavin and Lamar, both of them are gone, but talk about that chemistry you have with Drake and Vance and also the new offensive lineman that coach has brought in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's necessary for any unit that's looking to perform well. They got to be a very tight knit group, and we've done really well with that around here since I've been here. The O line's always very close, and me, Drake, and Vance. I mean, we're always together outside of the football facility, and that's the same way with the other guys. They're all together. I mean, we've had Bowser and Tuna who are coming in, and I mean, just the other day we're all cooking out, hanging out, trying to recover after a long day of what felt like a long day of practice, and just doing anything we can together just to get to know one another. Because I think the stuff on the field is just as important as the stuff off the field can be too. So.
And so chemistry between offensive line, huge, but also offensive line and quarterback. Talk about you all's relationship with Kincaid and how that has grown here in this offseason.
Yeah, I think the spring was really big for us with Kincaid. I mean, when he came in last season, we had a summer with him, and then we immediately started playing with him. But having this offseason and spring ball, getting to spend day in, day out with him for another few months before rolling into summer ball, I mean, getting to eat out with him, just get to know him better, and he's getting more comfortable with us, that he's tuned into what we're calling, not just the play call itself. so that he can talk with us mid-play and get better things accomplished to have the most efficient offense we can out there on the field.
All right, last one for you. Coach Simpson talked about Coach Bannon, you all's offensive line coach and the OC. And this has been a phrase that I've seen since I've been in college and then now working for UTM. But the boss hogs is what the offensive line is called from Coach Bannon. Where did that come from, and how do you all embrace that name?
That I actually, if I recall correctly, was from an NFL team. I think it was Washington. They had started that. They had the Boss Hogs, and that just kind of translated that they were going to be some of the hardest workers on the field. And just, I mean, the hogs on the field, we're always in the trenches, and it's known to keep hogs in the trench. So that just kind of started here, and we've got our own golden hog that we repaint every year and put the chain on when we win games, and have it's a good culture to build around for the offensive line to have something to aspire to. We give out Boss Hog of the Week for performing in practice. It's inspiration for the young guys, but it's a way for us older guys too to carry ourselves to show what the culture of the room is.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We got Luke from KFES.
Hey, Josiah, Coach Simpson's going on almost year 20. This is year 19 for him. So you've been there about a quarter of his time as the head coach there. How does the guy keep motivated every single day going into nearly 2 decades of coaching the Skyhawks?
Well, I think for him, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's been almost a quarter of his career here. Well, really a quarter of his career. I mean, he comes in every day with energy, trying to put that into us. I mean, I think he sees it not only as a job, but he loves what he does. I mean, he comes in every day with some kind of quote and he tries to invest into us. It's not always about football day in, day out with him. He's trying to invest into our lives for what we have in the future. And I think that's a big thing for him that keeps him going even after going into year 19, that it's a chance to really reflect his life and impact younger men's lives for what they have in store for them for the future.
Anybody else? Questions? All right, Josiah, thank you so much. And
Thank
best
you.
of luck to you this